love bug.
Oh, Winnie.
No.
Oh, the Winster.
The Winster.
I want to see her yawn.
She's just the sweetest thing on earth.
Winnie. Hi, it's Auntie Rachel.
She is so good. This is her nap time, so she naps all morning so I can work.
Maybe you want to tell everybody what you got here.
I know. This is little Winnie, our Old English Sheepdog puppy who's 9 weeks old.
Oh, Winnie.
So she is our...
Oh, there's a yawn.
I know. She's our 4th Old English Sheepdog. They are my favorite breed. I love them. And they're the most beautiful puppies, but they also are beautiful dogs.
Oh, look at her. Oh, she loves her mama.
I think she does.
I know. Her markings are so amazing.
She has beautiful markings. We picked her. There was two girls. And, you know, you say this, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like, you know how like you pick, it doesn't matter, but you pick like the most beautiful one, and then I wasn't even looking at the personality, which is ridiculous. Like when I think about it, it's ridiculous. And then Dave was talking to the breeder, and she was like, I'm so glad you picked her because she has the best personality. So maybe I could see it in her. I don't know. She's a love. We love her so much.
I'm so happy for you guys. And the way it all transpired is so incredible.
Oh, it's so incredible. She is meant to be in our home 100%, no question, because we were trying to really force it to happen, which is something I learned a long time ago. Like, that's not what you do. And then I immediately pulled back because we were looking at driving down to Georgia. She was in Florida, but there could be a meetup in Georgia. And Dave went through the whole, like, you know, we can do it in this many hours and blah, blah, blah. And it just felt wrong. It just, everything about it felt wrong. Like, no, this doesn't feel good. Like, I just had a bad feeling about it. So completely pulled back, was sad, thinking, oh, I thought she was supposed to be here. And then it all happened. We did nothing and it happened. So that to me is like, we're supposed to have her.
And that her brother lives 20 minutes from you, and they brought her up for you. For us,
happily. Like, wanted to keep her, honestly. They were like, do you really want to come tonight? It's a little late. We'll keep her for another night.
Oh, no, you won't.
And I was like, nope, we're coming to get her. I don't think we would have ever gotten her back. Little Miss.
Oh. Well, I would think any person who loves that breed so much would be a good human.
I think so.
It's a special breed.
It is a special breed. It is. And it's my favorite. And I can't believe, I did not think we would have one more in us. And it just, even with the pandemic, it felt so weird to not have an animal.
Yeah, I bet.
Something about that I felt like this would be easier if we had a pet. So here we are. She loves wool.
Well, of course she does.
Loves it. She lays in the middle of it constantly. Little girl, she's being fresh now.
Oh, good. Well, welcome everyone to our 3rd episode of Floss Toss.
Floss Toss.
Thank you so much to everyone who wrote some comments to us, and we've just been getting such lovely comments. We read them all and try to reply to the questions in there, so thank you.
Yes.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Sue.
Yeah, Rachel and Sue. I'm Rachel of Treehouse Knitz, and Sue is Legacy Fiber Arts.
Fiber Arts, yes.
Yes. So if we have a lot of new viewers. So if you're new and this is the first time you're watching, we have both come from the fiber arts world. We both have podcasts, and Sue has been stitching a long time. I've been stitching maybe a year or two, and we both are infatuated with it. And we thought, why not do a Flosstube because we love watching Flosstubes.
Yes, and it is so much fun, and it's very different to podcast without a business behind it. It's actually very fun, because our other podcast is linked to, for me, to our business. And although it's fun and it's amazing, this is just like play. It's so much fun because I don't have to think about, oh, I should have new products to show, or it's just show up. It's so easy.
Yay. Good. So what have you been up to besides the puppy?
We have been in puppyhood, but you know what? I was talking about this the other day. She's sitting here chewing. She's very fresh. Having like an abrupt change in your life, which a puppy is. It's a good abrupt change, but it is a change. I needed to go to real comfort, like during the process. So I really stitched a lot because it's this peaceful place for me that I don't have to think about work. I just go there. So I have been stitching. I've actually done a lot in these 2 weeks, the more I think about it. And you've been away.
I've been away. Yes, we were gone the last week. I took stitching north with me. We were at a beautiful cottage we go to every year on Lake Michigan. If you're from Michigan, you know probably where Northport is, just about an hour north of Traverse City. And it's just Michigan, ideal summer, boating, swimming, biking, just running around the cottage with 8 teenagers this year was so fun. Oh my gosh. They are so self-sufficient. They just hop on the boat, tube, play on the island in the lake, jumping off. I don't know. We can just trust them. It's so nice to have kids we can trust.
Yes. I thought of you so much the entire time because a lake setting is my favorite, although I'm never at one. And I pictured you out there in that beautiful fresh air stitching or knitting and just enjoying those young people who are, I don't know, I always love teenagers.
Yeah. I was afraid of them when they were younger, thinking, oh, when they're teenagers, but it's been really nice so far. So I feel very grateful for sure.
It's so interesting. I thought of the great conversations you could be having with them. I just find them so interesting.
And the world is theirs right now in terms of what they want to do with their life. I probably won't go back to school and be, a neurosurgeon or something.
Right,
it's just too late for me. But they are at the point in their life where their destiny is within their hands. Even though we do have a lot of stuff going on right now in the world, they still can make an impact and do things that give them joy, and
they have that
plan it out a little.
Yeah, I love that. I miss that completely blank slate. I mean, I still like to pretend I have it because I think learning and growing is so important always. And but they have so many great years ahead of them.
Yes, God willing. Yes, for sure. Yes. But I did take my stitching up. I took some knitting up too, just washcloth knitting, because I didn't quite know if I could stitch up there. I've never taken stitching up there. So this was the first year. And I just sat there with the breeze, and it was just beautiful to stitch. And a few of the kids, what are you working on, Mrs. Boville? What is that? So they were interested, and one of the teenage girls, my friend does that kind of stuff on her jeans, or, so it was, they were curious, and that was kind of fun. Yeah. So what did I work on? Well, first of all, before I left, I had something come in the mail.
Oh, is this my surprise?
Well, no, it's not your surprise. I have a surprise project that I started that I haven't shared with you. I wish this was your surprise. But what I did before I left, this, if you didn't catch last 2 weeks ago episode, this is Sue's one of her designs from the 2000s when she was designing under the Nutmeg Needle name. And this is Rhapsody of Hearts. She sent it to me. I got it.
So what did you think? Have you looked through it?
I have looked through it. I've serged my fabric, so I'm ready to stitch. The the floss is beautiful. I love the colors together. I should pull those out eventually. But yeah, I read through it, and it starts me up in the corner with doing the hearts. So I think I can do, I'm not afraid of the hearts, looking at your diagram in there. So this is what I'd like to practice, a few hearts on some sample cloth, and then
Perfect.
yes, but I'm very excited to try all these stitches.
I cannot wait to see what the experience is like for you.
What I like is you walk through the directions, walk through it step by step. You don't have to decide where to start.
Yeah.
And you could.
You could for sure. But I think in the teaching setting, to have a starting point is so helpful.
Yeah, this is definitely a teaching thing, but oh my gosh, that heart, I can't wait to try it.
You're going to have so much fun.
I know. Yeah, so the colors, and I've never stitched with this stuff.
Oh, pearl cotton. Pearl cotton is
yes.
my best friend.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting, and I love especially these two colors.
Okay, so
oops, there we go.
Claret is their gentle art. I think it's claret and evergreen. Oh, red grape.
Evergreen and red grape.
Okay, now see, I thought it was claret. Claret I used to use in everything. I think that was a little more burgundy.
Yeah, this one has some purple in it, which I love red and purple. And then these greens.
Oh, yes.
So I'm excited.
I cannot wait for you to get started.
You might hear from me between now and the next Flosstube.
I would love
to. And I'm putting it all in my fancy rifle paper company thing I made. So I'm excited. Yeah, so that is the one thing I got before I left. And I didn't want to take it up north. I thought, I need silence. And
you will for a short time, probably more just because in your head you're thinking, this is going to be, I think once you get started and you get a rhythm, you'll be fine.
Yeah. So the big one that I worked on that you don't know about is a whim. Normally I analyze, what am I going to do next? I spend weeks figuring it out. This one, it popped up once. I loved it. Popped up again in Instagram. I loved it. And if I see it a third time and I still love it, then I get it.
Yeah.
So I got this one from Modern Folk Embroidery, Real Comfort. It's the Jane Austen quote. I don't know if you can read it.
Yes. So did you have to order it? She's literally.
Yeah. I bought it and it's a download. How nice to get a download. I put it on my iPad here and I stitched from it. But it's there is nothing like staying at home for real comfort. I love those houses. I loved the brown on brown, the brown on the tan.
Dying to see what color you picked.
Well, I decided to use everything from my stash. So I am using a Threadworks brown that's very nice and tonal. And here's where I'm at. And the fabric I'm using, I had a Witchelt in lamb's wool, which I thought, this is a wool cloth. No, it's linen. They call it lamb's wool. That's wrong.
I agree. I'm always confused by it.
It comes in all colors.
Yes.
But there it is. It was so fun to do up north. Oh my goodness.
Now, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much she's chewing my feet right now.
Oh, Winnie.
In here because she cannot wander. But oh my gosh, Rachel, now I want to do this.
It's quick. I mean, I did all that a couple days of just picking it up here and there.
And you know what I want to do it in? And you'll know why. Red.
Yes. Wouldn't this be nice on your sampler wall?
Because that's what I worked on this week.
I see, and it's got the letter. Some people have been stitching it just to the houses and then making the line, not doing the letters at the bottom, and it looks great too.
I could see that. It'd be a beautiful little filler in piece on a sampler wall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, I love it.
Thank you.
And can I tell you how much I love downloadable?
Boy, I think I do too, because I don't like having stash.
No, and I don't like wait. It's terrible. I don't like waiting.
Yeah. I know, and you can, I mean, I literally pulled that together like the night before we left.
So
out of my
are you
stash.
using 2 strands or 1?
This is a 32 count that I bought
Yeah.
off of Fat Quarter Shop. It was when I think of their flash sales. And so I thought, well, I want to try this lamb's wool.
I totally get what you're seeing in your head.
Dork.
No,
Yes.
because in my head, I know I'm seeing exactly what you're seeing with just by hearing the name. Yeah. I'm like,
so anyways, it's a really nice stiff linen. It's hard to iron out the wrinkles though. I mean, I've been like being aggressive with it. It's hard to get the wrinkles out, but it's been nice to stitch on. And it's actually, did I say it's 32 count? It's 28 count. And I thought, you know what, for up north, I don't know what kind of lighting I'm going to have. So I'm using 2 strands of the Threadworks, and it was actually really pleasant to stitch on the 28 count. And I like how it looks. It looks cross stitchy.
Yes. So tell me this, is the color, is it a variegated or is it a solid?
It's a solid.
Because now are you doing the loop method? So you pull off 1 strand long, loop it?
No, because this Threadworks actually is pretty tonal. You can't tell from in here, but it's got a depth to it. So I keep the strands. You don't want to
do that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I do a pin stitch in the beginning, which I love. And then when I'm done with the strand, I loop it through a couple times and trim it off. I don't know if I'm doing the ending right, but I mean, my back is terrible. I want to get a little cleaner on my back.
So tell me this, because the fabric is stiffer, are you still using a hoop?
Yes, I am using my fanny hoop. Sorry, any British people. I know that's a naughty word, but that's what it's literally called on the website. But yeah, I'm still using a hoop.
See, and the piece that I'm working on has very stiff fabric too, and I'm not using a hoop.
And how's it going?
Good, because I never used to use a hoop. I always stitched in hand, even all the specialty. And then I was watching Nicole do her video on in-hand stitching, and it brought me back. And I'm like, I want to see if I can get back there. Because for me, it's always been a little faster. Not a lot, because I kind of treat the hoop the same way. I have it in there very lightly. But like I'm back to like working off my finger as almost the hoop. If that makes
I know what you mean, because I did a stint with that. I have a complete epic first failure. If you all want to get a good laugh now, I'm going to show you this. I started at the wrong spot. I did 3 inches and 3 inches just because I thought that was standard, and I have no room for the rest of it.
Oh, darn it. That fabric is so cool too.
I know. So I'm like, what the heck do I do? Do I just, I mean, I might have room, but how would I finish it?
Let me see the bottom.
You want, I'm trying
to,
here's what it's
tight. I was going to say, I was looking at the bottom. Oh, that's pretty tight. Not many friends are going to embrace you on that one.
I'm such a dork, but you know what? These are first mistakes, people. Don't worry about it. I got a lot of good practice in hand, and when you do it in hand with the sewing method, oh my goodness, it gets a nice backing to it.
Flies, yes.
And it looks like you use less floss. I just have a lot less
depending
floss.
on how you're traveling with your, Yeah. I know that is tricky, that 3 inches and 3 inches. You can't assume it on things like that.
It was a kit, and I just wanted to get going and did the 3 and 3 and put it in my hoop and what in the world? Anyways.
We all do it. We all do it.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
I know. So that's so cool that you showed that as the start, because I'm all about, I think we both are all about the one color lately.
What is that?
I think in the summer, outside stitching, you don't have to keep changing. You just go, right?
Yeah, and you don't have that rat's nest of all the different colors to
Exactly.
blow away.
To blow away. That is, I cannot believe. I am not kidding you. She has never done this. Like, she always just goes and lays down. She's literally attacking me.
She wants to be on.
So I don't know what spurred this in me. I'm not kidding.
Winnie.
You are being very fresh. Very, very fresh. Anyways, I don't know what made me want to pull this out, but it was calling my name like, oh my gosh, just go get it and start working at it. So I got a lot done. Sorry, all this buildup. Just show it.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
I got a lot done.
That
This
red.
goes so fast because you establish the pattern, whatever the motif is, and then you just go. Like for this one, it was like, sorry about this. Hold on. For like, say this one, it's like, okay, well, that's the pattern. How many do I have to do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
so I literally, like, this is a page. This is a page. Maybe,
oh my gosh.
maybe more. I love her charts are fantastic. So this is, oh my gosh, get your
I
act
was just going
together.
to say, tell the people what it
This is puppy brain, I'm telling you. So this is Harriet Salt. Her charting is off the charts. This book, like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy. There's a lot of it, guaranteed, but it's broken down to manageable. Like, I love finishing a page. And that sounds daunting, but it's really not.
It's little wins each time.
Yes,
you
but
finish the page.
the reason I'm loving yours so much, oh, sorry, now I'm hitting her. Anyways, let's look one more time.
Yeah.
And it's,
so I have a question for you about your pattern. I noticed on my modern folk embroidery, like that row that you were showing us earlier, how I would approach it is actually stitch all the zigzag all the way across the number of times, and then I'd fill in the middle sections, and then I'd do the bottom zigzag. How would you approach it?
This one, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, by the way. I believe I did the entire, it really is, because like even up here, I should have just dipped down and done that one, gone across, dipped down and done that one. You know, it.
Oh yeah. So,
but I like what you said, and I wish I had done that. I did the entire.
Yeah.
Which I think your way is more efficient.
And I felt like it was easier on my brain.
Yeah.
The section, I'm just going to hold up my MFE while we're talking about it. It's this middle section right here.
Yep.
Because it's a diagonal, which gives me so much grief.
Same.
I did the zigzag first, then the center squares, and then the triangle against the line, you know? And it was so much easier on my brain because initially I started doing it all and it was,
That is stunning.
Oh, I didn't do anything on it. We got the July. Now you've worked on July.
Well, no, I don't think I did. Oh my God, I'm sorry. She now has ripped out the yarn.
Now we mean business, Winnie. Winnie!
You're like a monster puppy right now.
Winnie, play with your own toys.
Come here, you.
Not Sue's toys.
She is like a monster baby.
Oh, baby, we've got a little mascot on our. This is Floss Toss Winnie.
So anyways, the reason I love your piece is I love this piece, but it's so giant. And I know, so I bought that for my big birthday last year, which is
the Harriet Salt.
Yes, I was given money from my mom and sister, and I wanted to buy something special that I would remember. So that was my treat. And I want to see how old I'm going to be when I finish it. I'd like to think it's going to take me, since the next birthday is coming up sooner than I'd like it to be. I would love to think I could do it in 2 years. I would love to think that, because I want it on my wall so bad. But in the meantime, I want something red on my wall. So I think I might get that.
Get what?
The Modern Folk little one that you did at the
lake. Yeah, it's an instant gratification one.
And
not instant, but
red. I might even go a little burgundy-ish. And by the way, I am using red of Versois on this.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, and I just bought a hank of it.
Okay, so a Versois is made by Gentle Arts, right?
No.
I
don't know. But I say definitely no, but I don't know who.
Okay, I know they do one silk too that's French sounding.
Yeah, I say no so strongly because I really don't think so. But you know what? I could be wrong. But I bought a whole hank.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm using one strand. It's 40 count fabric.
Wow.
Like I said, I am working. I'm going between the hoop and in hand, but I'm staying more in hand lately. But I am really bad about pulling off a strand and then using a few strands, and all of a sudden it's gone, like it fell on the floor, it's stuck to a chair. I treat this like it's gold for two reasons. It's a little pricey, but not outrageous. I can't remember what I had to pay. I'm so afraid of running out. Like,
yes.
I don't. So I am like stinge meister with this. But I really want to start that one now that you have.
Yeah, just download it.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to do it on like a small count, so it's really like a filler in between all the samplers that I will have on my, listen to us. I'll be dead before that sampler wall. So sorry, guys. So it is a Vera Soie.
Okay. That's not the label I was thinking.
45 millimeter hank for $27, which that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of thread. And it's color 180, 109. No, 944. Sorry. I don't know how to read it. I think it's 944.
It's beautiful. Does it have a bit of a depth to it in color, or is it pretty solid?
It's pretty solid. And again, after looking at all the modern folks on Instagram, you know, all the ones like we're doing, I like a little bit of a tonal. I wish it was. It's the things we learn as we go.
But you know what, that silk, I was doing my modern folk and I go back and forth. Oh, do I like silk better than cotton? I kind of like the cotton, you know, and the sun shined in, or whatever, shone in, right, while I was working on it. And it made my thread, my silk, just kind of sparkle and shine. And I was like, oh, this is good.
The
cotton
color,
doesn't do that.
I'm a little worried about, and I want to work on this a lot before the winter, because for me in the winter, the silk just snags all the time because I have such dry skin. And I just get so frustrated with it. So I feel like I need to put my time in now with my silk projects, which is also the Queen sampler, which I'm bringing out next time we Flosstube.
Oh,
which is
boy.
going to be so dangerous because then I'm going to want to work on it.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I was watching Farm Girl, Michelle Rudy.
Yes.
Do you watch her?
When I watch, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah, I enjoy her a lot. I love seeing Minnesota, and I enjoy her variety of projects.
Yeah.
And she pulled out a same project that I'm working on, which got me all excited and told me a little bit more about it. I guess it was a project that they did at some retreat. And it's my Chessie and Me Housewife, you know, that I've been working on. And it's got the outside of the housewife, and then on the inside, what's really cool, it's got an inside stitching. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's the needle section where you put your 24, 26, and 28 needles, which I think is so cool. And then there's, I don't know what the bottom is for, thy needfuls. No comprendo on what that's supposed to mean, but you know, maybe I'll change it to my initials. What does that mean?
My needfuls.
Thy needfuls. And then I'll make my very first scissor fob. I've never had one of those. So she's doing it in the kitted colors that they got for the workshop, which looks very similar to this. I decided to go rogue and use my Cotton and Color, Color and Cotton.
I've never used those.
Yeah, I've decided. So here's how far I am now on it.
You're fly. Oh my Rachel, that is so
it's
pretty.
Kind of fun. So I worked on that up north a little bit too, just with the wild colors. My favorite so far is the color that the alphabet is, because in real life it goes from this, it just looks like the water in northern Michigan. It goes from that green to that blue. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful. So I'm just having fun with this. It'll be a fun kind of modern twist on this Quaker.
I actually love the modern twist. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by this puppy.
Yeah, I love the modern twist too. I always love taking old things and making them modern. I'm using that Wichelt linen chalkboard black.
Love it.
Yep, so that's all I've been working on.
Well, I have two more starts.
Oh, starts. Oh boy.
big one. Again, why? She just wants to rip open every single bag of undyed yarn under here.
You better get that off the floor.
Wouldn't that be helpful? Just that seems so simple. I didn't think of that. I've just never seen her so like, I don't know what. Anyways, okay. So I got back to my, which I had started and almost finished this. I don't know what in my brain like went off, but my intent was to do the whole thing, but the fabric was like nowhere near big enough. And I'm like, what was I counting? What was I looking at? I have no idea. So then I thought, well, I'll pick out 2 of my favorites and then I'll have this underneath. But then I knew I wouldn't be happy because I love the whole piece. So I literally threw that out because it wasn't salvageable. It killed me because it was beautiful fabric. Okay, she's laying down. So, and then I bought, I want to say a yard each of 36, 32, and 40 in Legacy Picture This Plus. It is my favorite.
I'm going to just go out and buy some of that. I got to see.
Well, I say it's hard. I'm having trouble finding it. I probably don't know all the right places to look. But, oh gosh, why don't I write things down? Why don't I have a stitcher's notebook? I can't remember what the weight is, what the count is. It's either 36, I think it's 36. So Jen of Quirks and Stitches, Jen Lee, she started it this week and she finished this whole block.
Oh my gosh.
My competitive nature was like, darn it. I want to
look at that moon.
So much fun.
I think I got to do that one. You and one of our Periscope
yes
started it.
I love all of theirs. I do believe this is a ton of work for a holiday like Halloween. But honestly, if I get it done and I love it so much, I'm keeping it up. Why do we feel like we can't?
I don't know. I would keep that one up too because the colors, the buildings in it are so cool.
It's so cool. But I love, oh my God. She has a skein of yarn.
I thought she fell asleep.
You are like, you know what? No, I'm not. I was going to say, I'm going to let her keep it, but I'm not because I'm afraid she'll eat it.
That yarn hanging in the back of you looks like it'd be really fun for a paw to.
Don't even say that out loud.
I know.
I know. So anyways, this was one of my starts. I probably put 3 days into it.
The skeleton is just hilarious.
So I had to do a lot of ripping out.
I did these past 2 weeks. I did too. I think I just wasn't thinking.
I agree. You sit down and you get in this zone sometimes, and then you go back and go, where was my head? I've done that on the Modern Folk where it's like I'm completely off.
Yeah, and if I pull out my silk,
yeah,
I gotta toss it.
Same.
Oh, that is so fun, and that you can just pick up all year. You're not trying to get done before Halloween.
No, I will not get it done. I wonder if she just wants me to hold her.
Maybe I'm taking you away from her, Sue.
It's so weird. This is really new behavior. Usually she just lays in here. And I keep her because Dave's working. And if he has phone calls, we go back and forth.
You know, it's just like a real baby. Just when you figure out the phase you're in, they move on to the next phase. And you got to figure that out.
I know. Okay.
Winnie, what are you doing?
I want to be a better girl. So that was one of my starts. I was really off the charts because I went to Joann Fabrics. Oh, let's talk about this. And I went and got all the DMC for these 2 projects because I had decided I was using DMC. When did DMC go to 60 cents a skein? Like, which is still super inexpensive.
I know.
I mean, that's not expensive, but like, oh my gosh, am I aging myself? It used to be like 5 for $1.
Oh my gosh.
60 cents. I was like,
yeah.
Really?
I know, and you use a half off coupon on one, you could save 30 cents on your. Well, that one looks like it has a lot of colors, so you probably.
A lot. this one and the next one has a ton. And again, by the time I finished, I think might have been $30. If I was using all the specialty flosses, it
Oh
would
my
have been
gosh.
10 times that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, first of all, I was like, wow, am I turning into my grandmother? Like, when did it become so expensive? But I'm not even like, the part is like, I can accept, of course it's that expensive now. Look at this and this, but I just haven't bought it in so long. So
I feel like it was 49 cents at ours just a year ago. I don't, maybe.
And I would have thought 49 was a lot, but I'm so curious because I have ordered it from my regular shop when I placed a pickup order, and I never look at the price. I'm curious if it's that in Joann's. I wonder what it is in a needlework shop, because
it's more. I
Yeah.
feel like I've ordered it and paid like 89 cents just because I needed one or two skeins.
Which makes complete sense. Like that is because most people don't buy DMC there quite often.
Yeah.
But you have to have it. You have to.
Yeah.
Have it. So
yeah.
that was just
Ooh, what's your other one? I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy because I'm trying to convince myself I'm not working again until Monday and I can do whatever I want. I know I'll change my mind, but so I'm so excited like doing this and then being able to stitch.
I know, it gets you so pumped, doesn't it? Oh gosh, have you put a stitch in that yet? You have. Oh,
I worked on it for a day. Again, I love the Paige by Paige.
Yeah.
Because it helps me, a person who is so all over the map when I do anything. It keeps me centered on that page. So look, I'm the worst.
Is it in the book? Well,
it's safer there, I think.
Yeah, I got to show you something at some point about you're doing. Oh, it's right here. I'm just going to go get it. So I inherited from my ancestors. My great grandma and great grandpa were they owned the flower and nursery shop in the town I grew up in. And they were big gardeners, obviously. And every year they'd get a catalog. And this happens to be the Dreer's Garden Book from 1930. And in it, my great grandmother stored her floss. So in all the pages, there's floss. So you just reminded me of, she had patterns. This is how she stored her patterns. There's all kinds of stitching stuff, but her floss, I can't move it out of here. I just love it.
Oh no, I couldn't either.
Look, that is like 90-year-old floss.
Why, I wonder? Was that the color of the plant?
I don't know, just to keep it organized. I don't know.
That is crazy. I love it.
Isn't that fun? Look at 900-year-old floss here. 90-year-old floss. Look at the color fast. Maybe it's to keep it out of the light. I don't know. But really, isn't that cool? My mom gave it to me a few months ago. I didn't know about it.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
Henry Dreer out of Philadelphia, 1930.
Oh, that is a treasure.
Anyway, I know.
That is a treasure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so mad. I have all of my projects that are in all my gorgeous bags are not ones I'm working on right now. And these giant projects, I find these easier. 40 count, because I don't want it to be ginormous. That's such a ridiculous thing to say about this piece, because
what are the numbers on it?
It's huge.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? Everything I start is gigantic. There's never a hope for a finish. I was finding the same, and then I was like, I got to get some smalls in here. I can't even show you the whole thing.
Is that the same? That's the legacy again? I love that modeledness to it.
I really, really love it. And it's mostly, I think the reason I've been buying just this is I'm kind of new to the different fabrics, and I don't know them all. And I should pay closer attention when I watch the floss tubes that I watch and I should start writing it down. I'm
Me
paying
too.
attention. I'm just not remembering.
Yeah, me
But
too.
one strand, so fun.
That's one of those where you can just sit down and do one little motif at a time, right?
Yep. And again, I love this whole page system. That really
Yeah.
seems to be keeping me a little more focused. And it
Yeah.
feels good when you finish a page. It's like, oh, another page done. Kind of like those heaven and earth designs.
There's no way. Those are full coverage stitching, right?
I don't even,
Or I'm thinking Haid.
no, hey, that's heaven and earth. Yeah, the hay. I know. It took me a long time to know that.
I am such a dork. Oh my gosh.
It took me, like, I kept saying, like, Paige, what is that? Like, honestly, learning something new. But what I think I would enjoy is all the thread management. It's just
All that parking. No.
Yes. Parking
Ugh.
and like, it's literally seed stitching. I don't know if I've got that in me. The design would have to be so off the charts, through the roof. Then
Yes.
I could probably do it.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I'd need motivation. Well, that's exciting. Which one of that is that the
This is the Consider the Lilies.
Consider the Lilies, yes.
Of course, who do you think will be bequeathed it?
Oh, of course.
She will
Yes,
be
Lily.
this, yes. So someday this will be hers when I'm dead. Lily.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have the matching one. I have a sparrow. I couldn't decide which one to start. And honestly, I think I picked this one because it's the booklet. The other is the smaller presentation.
Oh, okay.
And I think I ordered the booklet, but they ran out. If I ever see it, I probably will rebuy it.
Just to get the booklet.
I just like the,
Yeah.
oh, no, I know why I didn't do it. I couldn't find a DMC conversion on the chart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I just, again, this overwhelms me the way it's listed. It's overwhelming to see all the colors together for me. Like, I want a list of, it's just how my brain works.
Yeah, yeah.
So and again, for this one, I just don't see the need for myself, the overdyes. Where I could have seen it is in the border. I could have seen it there, but I wasn't willing to wait for them. I was anxious.
Maybe the house.
Maybe the house. And that's the thing. When I get to different areas, I just needed the border to be started. So
yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Everything about it. I love the process of doing it.
Yeah. It's one of those pieces that will be on a wall and someone could just stand in front of it and see different things every time. You know?
The intricacy of it is just stunningly gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was watching, it was Farm Girl. She, I forget which pattern it was that she just got. I believe it was a kitten stitcher, Teresa Vanette. It was maybe one she did for, there's some like grouping of projects the designers did for some, I don't know.
I'm going to say this wrong, but it's like the Girls Club or something like that.
I think, yes, I think that's it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And her piece, instead of using the colors from the backside of the antique, like Nicola does a lot of the time from Hands Across the Sea, she used the front faded colors. And it's the first time that when Michelle explained why she was drawn to the front colors, then it made me realize, I do kind of like those faded out colors. And I feel like Eye on the Sparrow also has the more muted colors, which don't photograph well. So I feel like I pass over them, but in person, they're incredible.
I find that so true of almost all needlework, unless I see it and seeing it in person. And that's the beauty of Flosstube, right? We're actually seeing things, not photographs. And to see something like that can take a design that I go, I don't love it. And then you start working on it, you go, oh no, it's amazing. Even I have to say Hucker and Hollow, like, yeah, it's pretty. I like it, but I've seen it in person and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so
I felt that way with, I feel that way with a lot of Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needlework.
same.
I see pictures and I'm like, oh, it's cute, but I don't know, but then I see like the entire gingerbread village on a wall in a needle shop and I must make that, yeah.
I know. I was thinking about I have so much that I have started. Again, huge, but the tree farm, I have
Yes, that's another one.
I probably have that 90% done, and I have got to get that out because I'd like it framed, because I did the year before, I did all in ornaments. I had them made into ornaments.
Yes.
So I have a tree for that, and then a space above the tree that the tree farm, like it's a pencil tree, and oh my gosh,
Love it.
My job. That's all there is to it.
I know. And then you made me, gosh, we just go from thing to thing here today, but you mentioning that, I was looking at, is it the Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, that does the kits? They showed a quilt and then had a cross stitch that went with the quilt hung, and I thought, now I have to quilt.
Okay.
Because I have to have a room with the cross stitch and the quilt.
I can't even believe you're saying this, because I wanted to talk about this today here. It's not cross stitch, but I have discovered Tula Pink, which everyone's probably like, really? You're just discovering her?
Love her.
Okay, so I'm looking ahead to the winter, which all signs show it's going to be difficult and we're going to be homebound.
Yeah.
I am going to start English piecing. Is that what it's called?
Did you watch her tutorial? I haven't watched it yet. I have it in my queue.
Is that new?
It is a new one. Well, she has a new one out. It's maybe a couple months old.
Is that on Fat Quarter Shop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I watched it. I'm not completely done with all of them. So what I need, because this is new to me, and if anyone is watching, you can tell me where to get this. I need a complete kit, complete, with all the pieces. Preferably the paper pieces pre-cut for me. And then I will cut all the fabric. I want all the necessary items, everything. I want to be, is it called English paper piecing?
Paper piecing.
Have you seen her? She has a few things on YouTube. Again, I don't know how old or new, but she's sitting at night stitching, doing this like I want my pile of all ready to go, and then I want to sit and hand stitch.
I never in a million years thought I would like hand stitching, because I hated sewing on buttons as a kid when I had to do that. But even, when I make my project bags for myself, the binding, I machine bind one side, but then I fold over and hand bind. I love that stitch. I could sit there and do that all night long. Okay,
so we're going to become English paper piecers. So tell us where to buy the kits.
Yeah, so somebody tell us.
Tell us, like, I really want to, like, I even want the thread in it. Like,
yeah,
it's so overwhelming for me to gather it all.
It is.
It's although I could go to my quilt shop. I have a beautiful quilt shop.
You're so lucky.
I do. I have it's literally right down the road. It's beautiful.
I don't learn well, though. I like videos. I really love learning from videos.
I'd like to get my supplies from them, but I have to admit, I've been in there before, and I'm such a wannabe quilter. I am not a quilter.
Yeah.
But I'm a wannabe quilter, and I start a lot of quilts. But well, and honestly, I've probably earned this. I feel like they don't take me seriously, and they just like.
Yeah, we got a new one here.
I know, and I have all the questions, and I want all the answers, and I think I'm annoying.
Did you see Susan B. Anderson's quilting? I love the busyness of her quilts. They don't look, there's something about the quilts in a quilt store that looks, I like the idea of salvaging old stuff.
Me too. Okay, so we'll just go on this one last tangent. Do you know who Sue Spargo is?
Yes, I found her on Instagram. She
Do
does
you
all
want to
this.
hear something super cool like that? She used to come to my shop. She used to live a town away from me.
How
She was
funny.
the coolest person. And she took classes. Like, so
You knew her
anyway,
when?
I did. And she's brilliant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love her. But so when I discovered her, which is probably way beyond when she started, I just quick messaged her saying, "Are you Sue Spargo?" And she was like, "Yeah, I am." And I was hoping to maintain this, like, but no, it ended there. I was like, darn it, I want to be your best friend.
I know.
But hers, like, that's the kind of handwork I love.
I think I would love that too. I had her craftsy classes. Yeah, and I watched her Instagram. She was putting a post a day or a week up on Instagram. Not a post, but a Insta story where you could stitch with her, and she was doing her butterflies and her.
I want to take a class from her so bad. But again, see, I want to make one of her gorgeous quilts, but I want to buy a complete kit because
Yeah.
I get so overwhelmed by knowing what I need to purchase. And it's this mental block I have.
Yeah. And see, what I love about Susan B. Anderson, it looks like she just collects some fabric and then just sews it together. But then I could knit a stuffed animal that would go with it. I want to go small first, like a baby quilt.
You know,
I don't know if I could make a big quilt right away, but I like the idea.
I've got gorgeous big quilts half done, and you never stop halfway because I don't know where I left off or
Yeah.
I'm ridiculous.
I've inherited a few quilts from my ancestors that are half done. One is this really cool flower pattern that has a spider web in it. And I mean, it's probably from the 1940s. It's an old quilt, but the spider webs haven't been stitched in yet. And I Googled and I found one image of that exact same. It must have been a kit back in the day. So I keep thinking once things open up, maybe I'll take it to my quilt shop and see if, I don't know, there's an old timer that remembers that kind of stuff.
There's another quilt that I want to make that my aunt is a fabulous quilter, like prolific. I don't know why I don't own one. Like I haven't figured that part out yet. That's okay. Someday I'll get one. But she was going to do this Halloween quilt where you, I believe, pressed on like this image of witches, like a bunch of them. You colored them with crayons. You set them and then you embroidered them.
Shut up.
I know. And again, somebody out there is going to be like, oh yeah, it's this quilt. And
tell us.
Well, they're going to be like, you described it completely wrong. But that's how I'm understanding it.
It wasn't crayons, Sue.
No, I think it was crayons.
No.
And she never did it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I've seen it. Google embroidered witch quilt and see what comes up.
I will.
It's gorgeous. I want to make it. This puppy's now dead to the world. Thank you.
It's kind of like, now I'm bringing it back to cross stitch and stitching. It's kind of like the old stitching where they'd watercolor the picture and then they would stitch. I don't know what I was watching the other day and they showed an antique. Oh, it was Roadshow at PBS. Antique Roadshow had a beautiful sampler that it was a scene that was watercolored in the back that the teacher did, and then the student would fill in. It was like, I got to do that.
There's so much for us to do.
I know. It's not enough time.
It's not enough time. I really think I have to quit my job.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I couldn't afford to do any of it.
I know, exactly.
That's luxury.
Do you have any more stitching to show today?
I don't. I only have my one finished object from years ago. Will I ever have? Oh, I will have finished objects. You know why? I just sent off 2 samplers, the 2 that I finished to Paige.
Oh, you did?
I did. I put them in the mail finally. I'm
Awesome.
so excited. And they're smaller. It's the Nicola pandemic one, and then that other gorgeous blackbird.
Oh, yes.
Start on my wall right there.
Oh, is it the blackbird with the flowers at the bottom? No, you didn't finish that.
No.
It's the thine and mine one, or I forget what it's
the
called.
one, I don't remember.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We'll see it soon.
I can't. This is me. I take forever to send. And once I send, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an old nutmeg needle.
Oh.
I don't know what it was called. I have no idea.
Bunny with radishes and carrots.
Bunny patch.
So that's heart hanger around the bunny?
Lacis.
No.
So that's where you cut it away. You cut away every 2 threads horizontally and then vertically to create this grid. And then you wrap them. It sounds so overwhelming and so easy. The bunny especially is an old form of, so what a lot of people, it reminds them of is like a filet crochet, or there was this form, I don't remember what it was called, but the grid was already there and you just did the weaving back and forth to create these pictures. So you recreate your grid, and then by wrapping, and then you just weave and then come back and weave.
To make the bunny?
Yeah, to make the bunny. But you have to stop and start correctly, right? You can't have any threads going over.
Oh my gosh.
So much fun. I will send you this too.
So how do you get the background color?
Oh,
or is it
the mat?
Oh, it's the matting.
Yes. So it is put on a mat board, or it could be fabric back there. This feels puffy a little bit, which is unusual.
That is so cute.
I have a feeling that they took either foam core or a mat board and put a batting, very, very thin batting, and then covered that with this green fabric, because I do think that's fabric, not a mat board.
How interesting. Wow.
And these are all over one.
Those are cross stitches and not satin stitch or anything?
No, those are over one. Over one, over one, over one, over one. I love the carrots.
I know. And it's 3 different colors in the carrot. Like,
yes.
That is too cute.
And see the pulled work up here? So that's a pulled work. Then this is.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that before, now that you mention it.
And these are just like different stitches. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that's called, but I remember loving doing it.
Yeah.
So lots of texture again.
Fun. Oh, so fun. All these different stitches.
I have a kit waiting for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to start Rhapsody of Hearts today.
I cannot, I'm just so curious and anxious to hear, because I do think people look at things like this and go, oh my God, no, that's too hard. That's too much work. So I'm so curious to see how you feel about that. And I always liked combining contemporary with the old kind of in my designs, so that, I don't know, everything comes full circle.
Yeah, it really does. There's nothing new under the sun.
No, everything. And I really do believe that this world is leading towards that again, because you can only cross stitch so many pieces without, I don't know, this has more versatility, I think.
Yeah, and interest. You know, you can get bored with something and then you throw in some new stitches. And like you said before, it's like, I want to be a lifelong learner. Yes, and these little challenges they feel good on your brain.
I agree. I believe in keeping my brain very exercised. Like,
me too. I have a book review.
Oh, go for it.
I think it's been maybe 1.5 years since I bought this book. And I bought it on a whim after watching Jenny of Long Dog Stitcher. Yes. I don't know if you follow her. Yes, she used to do a lot more posting on Instagram, but once a month or so, she does a podcast a Flosstube. And she had bought this book to make some things, I believe, for her nieces and nephews. It's the Stitch Alphabet and Numbers book. And it's really a modern approach. They're very contemporary in design. And what I loved about it is, you know, I'm always wondering, what am I going to do with my needlework other than framing it or, you know, making samplers? And the ideas in here are really neat for gifts. So they made some blocks with that particular lettering.
Love that art involved.
Beautiful pillow. And I'll talk briefly about the designs in here. I love the idea of like house numbers or, you know, an initial for a baby's room, or on your mantle, your last name.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they were so unique.
They are
the design.
beautiful.
And for like a baby's room, can't you see Lily with her name?
Yes.
A pillow, the wedding date of a pillow for someone that's getting married. I would love that as a gift.
I love it.
So the letters that they have, this is what they call the circus alphabet.
I love that so much.
I know. And so they've got the way they're laid out is so easy to follow. And, you know, you just do whatever color you want. So they've got all the letters and numbers of that style. And then they include a border that you can use with it. So that's the circus. Then there are these woodblock letters that they've just done in grays, but there's many different shades and colors. They're supposed to look like those antique carved wood blocks.
And they do.
I mean, look at the detail in that.
Love it.
So the wood block, you've got all the letters and numbers, and then they give you a border for your wood block if you want to use it. I love this next one. Let's see. Where are we? The shadow letters are very modern. Those would be so fun for blocks, for words, for a baby room with their name on it. And then they have a more contemporary design for the border for that.
Love
this
it.
one is supposed to look like screen print, so it's got that kind of grainy textured look like screen print.
Love it.
I know. And then this one, they have it in red, white, and blue, but it's vintagey Scandinavian style. Look at the flowers inside.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't these cool?
So
oh my gosh.
Cool. Now I want this.
I know. Look at these florals. You can see their letters with the floral around it. I don't know if you can see it.
I can.
This book is really, I think you could get a lot of use out of it if you like to make gifts for people.
Well, I love
and
that.
They have thread conversion tables for DMC, Anchor, Appletons. Have you heard of Appletons?
No.
I don't know, but it's very thorough in all the colors that they used. I love it. I haven't done a thing from it yet, but I think I will. I'm going to start out with my maybe initial, and I'll make it into a project bag or something. Who knows?
I love that whole, like, having something like that to put in like a vignette of some sort in your house.
Yes.
I wish I could get to that point of having enough stuff, needlework.
Yeah.
Because I love that look. I love it.
I do too. Yeah, me too.
I want to desperately make strawberries. So I need to work strawberries.
Oh, yeah. What would you do with them?
I put them in beautiful, again, that's something like you can just put in a beautiful wood bowl, or I just love them so much, but I'm overwhelmed by the finishing.
Yeah, you'd almost have to send it out.
Send it out, yes. I don't know who. I've got to pay attention to who Brenda sends her stuff to, of Brenda and the Serial Starter, because her finisher is phenomenal. I just don't know, like, do people take on new people? You know what I mean? I don't know how that works.
Right. I don't know either, for sure.
I know, but I want to make strawberries for sure.
You make the strawberries. Then I'll see if I want to make strawberries.
I think on the Country Sampler, I think Brenda Gervais has some beautiful newer ones. And I like the bigger ones too.
And I love the trees by Hello.
I know.
I can't think of her name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Same.
Liz Matthews.
Is it her? Yes. Her mom.
She's got the tree, and then she does the picture that matches the tree too. If you could do both and put those up.
I want to do it all. We're all the same. We all feel that way, right? It's like there aren't enough hours in the day.
I do have a giveaway this time.
You have a giveaway?
I didn't think we'd do giveaways, but I actually have a giveaway.
I think we should. And when I open that crate downstairs that has some of my old work in it, if I find kits, and I'm so sorry, somebody did ask, I don't have them to sell right now.
Yeah, they asked if your kits were available where they could get them.
I know, I don't, unless I open that crate and I find a bunch of one. I know I pulled a lot of them apart thinking I will never need them again.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I can come up with enough of them, I would. But yeah, I'm going to go through that crate. I'm afraid of that part of my basement. So
yeah, we all have that spot in our houses, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a really good giveaway.
Okay, tell me.
And I think it's really good. If you've made it this far, you are very deserving of this giveaway. I think though it's a good giveaway we have several people who have come to this channel from our knitting channels, our fiber art channels, and they're coming back to stitching, or they've never stitched. How do they begin? And this past month, the Fat Quarter Shop had a kit. It's their Fat Quarter Shop kit. And I know 4th of July is over, but I would like to give away this kit to someone. And I would love it to be a subscriber, somebody who's already in our community. But let me show you the kit that came. This is the Fat Quarter Shop quarterly kit.
And they do that. I didn't know they did that.
Oh, it's so cute. I've kind of taken it a little apart. I'll put it together again nicely. But it's this American flag, and it's really cute. The fabric is really nice. It looks like it's maybe a 32 count even weave, so it'll be really easy for a new person to start. Mm-hmm. It comes with not only the DMC, but also a needle in that needle minder at the bottom. I don't know if you can see in there. Nicely wrapped. It was so nicely wrapped. It also came with this new thing from Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, I just saw something about these. Which might be really helpful for a new person. They're magnets. It's a cross-stitch line keeper. It says these magnetic line keepers attach to your chart so you never lose track, which on a chart like this with the flag, I can see, because it's very linear, that you would, maybe use these magnetic clips to mark where you're at. Who knows? It's worth a try. And it's so good for your eyes. Like, I do find a lot of my ripping out now is because my eyes tend to jump to it. I think I'm focused here, and all of a sudden I'm focused up here. Those exactly. So helpful. Yeah, so you've got the pattern. You've got the 11 by 12 Vintage Country Mocha. It's 25 count Lugana by Zweigart. Nice. That's the fabric. The American Spirit needle case. The Bowen cross stitch and tapestry needle size 26. The line keeper, the embroidery floss, and this really cute bag that it comes in. So I would like to give this away. You're so generous. Can I tell you, 25 count Lugana used to be one of my favorites. It is perfect for someone that's either way, new or old, but for new, it's a great, because that's like 12 and a half. Is you know what I mean? It's like, because you're working. Yeah. Are they working over 2 or 1? Over 2. Over 2. Mm-hmm. So they're very even. It's not like there's nubs of linen that you have to work around or whatnot. This is, I think, is a great beginner kit, and it's got everything. All you need is a hoop if you're not going to stitch in hand. Yeah. So I want you to be a subscriber, right? You can like our video if you want. I'm not going to force you to like our video, but how would you? And give us a comment below, and just make sure the word flag is in it. Perfect. Yes, and I'll ship it anywhere. So. Just know that if you're not in this country, it's going to take a long time. Yeah. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. I think that's our first little giveaway for I love it. And if July. I come up with enough kits, I would love to do the same. Okay. Well, we'll just play it by ear. So thank you so much for sticking with us. I have no idea how long this episode. And thank you. Of course, now she's happy as a clam curled up. Oh, we wore her out. She was really vying for my attention. I was taking you away from her. But I have done many Zoom calls with her in here. That new is phase, so Sue. She's growing up before our eyes. We've had her a week tomorrow.
Can you believe that?
I feel like she's just part of your family already.
Yeah, I feel like we've had her forever.
Yeah.
I just want her to stay little for as long as possible so I can hold her.
Will her fur be as soft when she's older?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, we like our Old English sheepdogs with a puppy cut. So it's like this long. We don't do the full coat. It's just too much work. And what we have found with ours is they're happy when they don't have that heavy coat. So
Reminds me of my nephew in the pool last week. He's 5, and he got the couple weeks before he would not go underwater, and then he got his hair cut, and now he claims it's because his hair is shorter. It's not dragging on him.
Well,
So,
I can tell you, she swims, and the part I think that is hard for her is when she gets out, her fur is very heavy, and she doesn't, her body, she's not acclimated enough to it yet to deal with all of a sudden this heaviness on her body, and she doesn't really know how to shake it off.
She just go flop down like she's dead.
Her back legs are like,
oh, the poor thing.
I know. So I think he's telling the truth.
It was so funny. We all started laughing, and he's like, "Why is everybody laughing?" And we're like, "Maybe you're onto something."
I know.
I can't believe she already swims.
She swam at the breeders. She swam there. Our others did not like the pool. We tried. What I'm loving right now is she does not love the heat. It's hard for her, I think. So to be able to put her in, even if we're just holding her, but she does swim. She really does.
That's wonderful.
We had a golden that used to jump in all the time. Like right now, she would be in the water. Jump in. I didn't enjoy the golden in the pool because they shed.
Oh, yeah.
English sheepdogs don't shed a hair.
Oh my gosh. This was the perfect dog.
I love, because I don't do well with dog hair. Like it's just,
no, I don't either.
Don't like it. And people are always like, oh, they have so much hair. It's like, we never see it. It's because it's hair, not fur.
Yeah. Something like that.
Hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, have a fun weekend.
Oh,
thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. In the meantime, toss that floss.
Oh, yeah. Oh, or yarn.
Or yarn.